At 6:22 a.m., I ran across gravel and pajama shorts, toothbrush foaming, pursuing a tow truck towing my 1978 Airstream to a years of blood, sweat, and memories off my driveway. Sheila Baxter, the HOA president, stood smirking, filming it like a tabloid scoop smile trailer trash. She taunted. I almost choked on toothpaste. No notice, no call. Just an orange sticker slapped on overnight. Unauthorized vehicle immediate tow. The driver, nearly sheepish, waived an $800 invoice for towing, and impound regulations are regulations. He grumbled as Sheila blew him a kiss and sauntered away, leaving tire marks in my anger. I could have stormed her office or called attorneys, but instead I stood there, toothbrush in one hand, phone in the other, and punched in a number I hadn't used in years. "Yo, Ethan, you in jail." A gruff voice answered, scrubbing foam. I smiled. "Need 15 Porta-Potties by Monday. Can you swing it?" A laugh. "Then for you, I'll add air fresheners inside." I pulled a blueprint tube from under the stairs, designs from my days planning festival layouts, water lines, waste systems. My contacts were still good, my credentials active. I knew legal limits better than most city inspectors and could pull permits fast with the right jargon. That Airstream wasn't just a project, it was my late brother's dream, meant for road trips we never took before he died overseas. Every bolt, every stitch held his memory. Sheila didn't just tow a trailer, she desecrated something sacred. I wasn't just mad, he was surgical by noon. I drafted a permit application under Event Solutions LLC, my old consulting firm, for a community sanitation readiness drill with accessibility demos and odor control tests. It was so official I'd have bought it. The diagram showed Porta-Potties in neat rows on the HOA clubhouse lawn facing Sheila's office. Go compliant, unobtrusive, but perfectly annoying Sunday. The city okayed it, no questions. Permit good for a week, red tape, jargon is loved, say the right thing, and they stamp without flinching. I laminated the permit on my folder, Operation Flush, and smiled. That night, walking past the clubhouse, I noticed Sheila drinking rose out of a straw, laughing with board members about scrubbing eyes prior to a property inspection. They didn't notice me, but I overheard her sneer at Loas junk. My smile grew. I wrote a schedule, 1 Porta-Potty, Monday, 3 Tuesday, 10 by Wednesday, all branded with HOA relief zone signs, flush your stress away, community comfort station, legal clean and infuriating. My neighbor Jake caught me painting a sign. Toilets on their lawn, he asked sanitation awareness. Jake, I said. He laughed. I'll bring popcorn, Monday 8:57 a.m. The first blue Porta-Potty landed on a flatbed. The driver hesitated. This. The spot I pointed to the clubhouse flower bed center stage. He shrugged and unloaded. Sheila appeared in a robe, coffee in hand, and screamed like she'd had a ghost. "What's this?" I flashed the permit. "City-approved sanitation pilot." She blinked, stuttered, and slammed the clubhouse door. I stood in the morning sun congratulating myself on my opening shot. Tuesday, 3 more units arrived lined up like sentinels. The driver now and on it asked, "Sure about this?" I nodded to the permit on my mailbox, line him up. "No sidewalk obstruction," neighbors whispered. "Is it legal?" Art installation confusion on my side. I remained calm, allowing the paperwork to do the talking. At 10:05. Sheila erupted in a red ensemble heels, snapping around a Porta-Potty like a shark. "This is an eyesore, you're defacing HOA property." I handed her the permit. "Your own blueprints call this a multi-purpose demo lawn, including sanitation." "City approved?" She clutched the paper like it was on fire, then stormed off, phone out, probably calling the city. The driver grumbled, "She'll burst a vein." I smiled. Lots of relief stations for that. I added signs, motion lights, eco tanks, hand sanitizer, and QR codes pointing to a bogus site, horrorreef.org, with buzzwords and a cartoon toilet. By night, the units grew to look like a civic display. A neighbor asked if it was a health campaign. Sheila called an emergency HOA meeting. I sat in a lawn chair, sawdo in hand, as board members stormed in and out, voices loud. One kicked a unit. It did not move. Anchored secure. That evening I discovered duct tape and zip ties beside a unit. Cyan's botched sabotage. My trail cams captured it all. Saved to a drive titled Insurance. Wednesday news trucks pulled up somebody's tip. Perhaps a fed-up board member. The anchor sneered at the Porta-Potty queue. "What is this?" I gave him the permit. Sanitation drill open to the public. The HOA desired readiness. He chuckled. Enjoyable segment. Sheila pushed into the interview, ventilating against sabotage, but the anchor brushed aside the permit. City maintains it's authentic. She blamed me for weaponizing legality. I smiled. I attempt the story trended flush. The HOA Sheila requires a break. A mural surfaced, a toilet hurled with Queen. Sheila of Flushville, I maintained it. 10 more units arrived at dawn. Deluxe models with decals rest stop of Justice Throne Zone. HOA version. The lawn was now Potty Plaza. Sheila's 4 requests to retransmit the permit failed. My documentation was airtight. Board member Harold Treasurer waived my permit. Grumbling they shouldn't have towed my trailer. Neighbors insisted on bylaws. Sheila's emergency claim broke down when her son's trailer party outing was revealed in the newsletter. Shouting broke out in the clubhouse. Sheila attempted taping units like crime scenes, grumbling about biohazards. My cams captured her tearing decals, unscrewing vents. I forwarded the video to the city and sanitation company. A compliance officer cited her for environment and allowed equipment tampering violations. Harold called a vote on her presidency code for removal. Sheila marched down my driveway. You've jeered at this community. I relaxed 6 more units Friday. She short-circuited mumbling about chemical warfare and ran out Friday. 3 trucks showed up, luxury Porta-Potties, Fox marble, touchless sinks, jazz-playing speakers. I positioned them at Sheila's office windows. She came out, haggarded clipboard. Shaking harassment, the permits plastered all over. Shut her up, neighbors cheered. A bakery sent toilet-themed cupcakes. The sanitation company gave me a loyalty card. Sheila screamed, frightened birds. The city inspector complimented my sterling setup. I started flushmob.net, a satirical HOA reform website with prank tips and Potty Plaza photos. It went viral, blogs, podcasts. National buzz. Sheila's last meeting tanked. The inspector discredited her health risk assertion. Meanwhile, I claimed my Airstream, parking it under a spotlight with a banner Veteran Restoration Project tied to my brother's war crest. Nobody touched it. Sheila stood by helpless as neighbors rejoiced at its return. She did not show up for the board meeting. Harold took over interim president, outlawing unnotified tows. I nodded in the back. Quiet, I took the units. Neighbors assisting, joking about Porta-Potty prom from the last one remained overnight, chalked with flowers and justice. Hurled, Sheila cleaned out her office quietly. No struggle, just a box and a look at the laughing masses. The lawn became a symbol. Gardens suggested rules, relaxed, flush, mob, expanded. Inspiring others, a documentary team proposed a feature. I thought about it for the lesson, not the fame. Gina Find for Sunflowers sent assist. Help me flush my HOA, I responded. Find your lawn. At a block party, we toasted with Throne Zone mugs. Children ran, adults laughed, my Airstream glowed. It wasn't about revenge, it was rebirth. Sheila's tyranny ended the toilets, and we created something better. One flush at a